Hello guys, welcome to the fourth part of our HTML tutorial series. In this episode, we are going to discuss about HTML styles, formatting, quotations, and comments. So let's begin. So we will first discuss the HTML styles. Setting the styles of HTML elements can be done using the style attribute. The style attribute is used to add styles to an element such as color, font size, and many more. Thus the following syntax. We first have the style attribute, the property, and then the value. So now we are going to discuss some examples of HTML style properties. We will first discuss the background color. The background color property defines the background color of an HTML element. So here we have a simple HTML code template. So if you don't know yet the basics of creating HTML pages, you can go and visit our previous episode about that. So now inside the body tags, we can add a div element. So a div element defines a division or a section in an HTML document. The div tag can be used as a container for other HTML elements. So we type the closing tag for the div element, then we put the text inside it. We can say that this is a div element. So after that, we save the file. Save the file as style attribute .html. So save the file. So now after saving the file, we can open the file in our browser. Open with browser. So now we can see in the page that we have the div element. So what we can do next is to add style to that element. So in HTML we can add styles to an element. We can use the style attribute. So the style attribute can have style properties. The style property that we discussed earlier is about the background color. So we can type background color, then semicolon, then the value for the background color property. So we can put red here, then we can save it again. After that, we can refresh the page, so we can see that the style is applied to our div element. So now we can try to add another div element here. You can copy this. We can put here. We can see now that we have three different div elements. So we can change the color here to yellow, and then this one to blue. Then we save the file. When we go to our page, then refresh it. So we can see that we have now three different div elements, and each of them has also different background color. Another HTML style property is the color property. The color property can define the text color for an HTML document. So now, using the same document we used earlier on the background color sample, we can add here in this div the color properties. So when we add different properties on the style attribute, we can separate it using a semicolon. So now we put color as the property, and then the value that we want to put on the text color. So we can say that the text color is white. So we save the file, and then as we open it, you can see that what we stated here, that the color, text color is white. the style is applied on our page. So we can try it here also if you want. So we can also add here semicolon, colon, um, green. So save the file. So when we refresh the page, we can see that the text color is changed to green. Another commonly used HTML style property is the font family property. The font family property defines the font to be used for an HTML element text. So here we are going to use the same document template that we used earlier on our past examples. So inside the body tag, we're going to add a div element. So opening and then closing div. Inside that, we are going to put some text. This is a serif font. So to add the font family property style to our div, we are going to add the style attribute, then font family. Take note that we are putting value for the font family. It is safer to add at least 2 or 3 font family values, including a generic one. So we type, for example, start with the style font family that you like and end with a generic one to help the browser in case that the browser is not compatible with the first style that you had put. You fall back to this generic font family. So take note also that when the font family name is more than one word, you need to enclose it on quotation marks. So save this file and open the file here. So we can see that the font style is, the font family is changed to a serif font. So we can try to add another div element. Just copy this one, then paste. Then we can create, push it to this one to area. And sans serif, because area is a sans serif font family. So save the file. I forgot to change the word here, so sans serif font. Save the file. Then when we refresh our page, you can see that the other div is in area font family. So we can see that the difference between the two div elements. So don't worry about the different font family. I will put a reference link on the description to view different font families that you can use on your pages. So take note that using the right font can create a strong identity for the brand for your website, and it is important to use a font that is easier to read. So another commonly used style property is the font size property. The font size property defines the text size for an HTML element. So by using this the same code template we used earlier, you can add another div element here inside the body tag. Using, then add a text inside div element. So we can type. So to change the font size for this text, you can use the font size style properties. So we type the style attribute, then font size, then we can add the value for the font size. So the unit that can be used for font size commonly used is the pixels, but we can also use EM or VH. But here we are going to use pixels, so we type for the pixel. We save our file. So open our file in the browser. So you can see that our div element has now 40 pixel font size. So to see the difference, we can add another, copy this one. We're going to add another div element. Then we can change the value of our font size here to 30, then this to 20, and then save the file. So when we refresh our page, you can see that we have 3 different div elements, then they have different font sizes. So that's how we can use font size. Using font size is important in building web pages. So the last style property that we are going to discuss is the text alignment style property. So we can use text align property to define the horizontal text alignment of an HTML element. So now, using the same code template that we had earlier, but now I just put some dummy text here to demonstrate the use of text alignment. So we save the file. So when we open our file in the browser, we can see that we have here the text shown. So it is a long paragraph, and we can see that the alignment here is not properly aligned. So if we want to justify it, we can use the text align property. So we just add the style attribute here. So text align, and then the value for text align can be center, right, left, or justify. So here we are going to set it to justify. So save the file. So when we refresh our page, you can see that the file is now justified. So we can add another element here, like for example a div element. So this we can say that this element, the text here, is centered. So we can add a style, the style attribute, then text align property. So we can see that the value here is center. So save the file. So when we refresh our page, we can see that the div here, the text inside the div is centered. So we can add other stuff here. The background color just for that we can see the separation between the elements. Red, orange. So save the file and refresh our page. So we can see clearly that the text here is centered. So we can just copy this file and this element. So we can say that this element now here is right line, aligned right, aligned right. So we change the background color just for the separating the elements. So we align here. Then the text alignment for the third div is left. So we can see that this is aligned left. Change this color again. You see this is blue. So save the file and refresh our page. So we can see the text first div is centered, The next one is aligned right. And then the third div, the text inside the third div is aligned left. So that's it on how using the text align style property. So that's it for HTML style attributes. So we had discussed just the basic or the commonly used style properties. So we can use many more style properties in HTML. So I'm just going to add another link for that. So you can use that for your reference. So another topic that we are going to discuss in this episode is about HTML formatting. So in HTML, we have several elements that can define text with special meaning or format. And some of the formatting elements are the following. We have the B tag for the bold text, the I for italic text, the mark tag for marked text, small for smaller text, sub to make a subscript text, then sup or superscript. So now to demonstrate the use of HTML formatting elements, we have a basic sample code here. So inside the body tags, we have these formatting elements. So we just enclose it in a div element to separate them on each line, separate lines. So now we have here a bold tag, italic, mark, small, then subscript, and superscript tag. So now we are just going to save this file. Save as HTML formatting. So give HTML extension. So save the file. So we will open our file in the browser. So we can see that our the text here are different formats. So here the first one is in bold text, the next is italic, then the next one is marked. So the small side, the small tag, smaller, then this one is subscript, then this is a superscript. So we can to see the change on a subscript element, so we can add here an element, a text here. So this is a text, the text, sample text. Here also going to add this one. We can also make here another one. So save the file, and then we refresh our page. So we can see here that the text inside the small tag is smaller than the text beside it. Then here the subscript, and the subscript is also applied to this text. Then this superscript tag also affects the text inside it. So that's it. So we can use formatting elements when we want to make different formats for the text inside our pages. So another topic that we are going to discuss in this episode is the HTML quotation. So sometimes we need to use information from other websites. So we can use HTML quotation to the insert quotation in our HTML pages. So some of the elements that we can use is the block quote to define a section quoted from another source, the key tag to define a short quotation, then ABBR tag to define an abbreviation or an acronym. So to see how quotations work, we have a simple code here. So we can see that we have a block quote, a short quotation, Q tag, then abbreviation element. So we just used a div element to separate these block quotation elements in a new line. So we will save this file. Save the file as quotation.html. After saving the file, we will open it on the browser. So we can see the text inside the block quote is now indented. So the browser automatically applies a corresponding style to the text inside the block element. So we can also see for the short quotation, the text is enclosed by quotation marks. And then take note that when using abbreviation element, it is better to use a title attribute so that when someone hovers over the text, abbreviated text, we can see the value or the meaning for each acronyms. So now we are done with HTML quotations. Our last topic for this video is about HTML comments. HTML comments are not displayed in the browser, but they can help you in documenting your HTML source code. It can help you also to place notifications or reminders on your code. So this is the syntax for HTML comments. So now, using the same code template we have earlier, we will add a comment inside the body tag. So we type exclamation point, exclamation mark, dash. This is a comment. Double dash. This is the syntax in creating a comment in HTML. So we will save this file. Save it as comment.html. After saving that, we will open our file. We can see that nothing is shown or displayed in the browser. So comments are not displayed in the browser. So we will try to add another element. For instance, div element. So this is shown in the browser. So we will save the file again. Then when we go to the page and refresh it, we can see that the div element is shown, but the comment is not. So comments are not shown in the browser, but they can help you in documenting your source code. So that's it. In this video, we are able to learn about HTML style attribute, HTML formatting elements, quotations, and comments. So if you like this video, don't forget to like and share. And if you haven't been subscribed to this channel, just click the subscribe button. See you in the next episode. Thank you.